Masked, gloved, and armed. The FBI releases the first chilling images of a person seen tampering with the doorbell camera outside of Nancy Guthrie's home. Who is this mystery person on her porch? And what we're learning from the newly surfaced surveillance images on day 10 of the grueling search for Nancy Guthrie.
If anyone knows someone that has this pattern of hair, along with potentially that jacket with that light colored stripe, that all might help put it together.
And now a daughter's new desperate plea to bring her home. Well, no doubt it's a major development in the search for Nancy Guthrie. It could lead to a break in this case. This chilling new video we've been watching throughout the afternoon, released by the FBI earlier today from the doorbell camera at Nancy's home, shows an armed individual with a backpack wearing a mask and gloves looking around on Nancy's front doorstep. Back to senior national correspondent Brian Entin with continued reporting live from Tucson. He's right by Nancy's home. So we've been watching Nancy's, we've been watching Annie's, and certainly we've been watching these new images. What's the latest?
Yeah, a couple of things going on. First of all, of course, that new video and the photos that have been released, it's so frightening. This is the person who came up to Nancy Guthrie's home and was caught on the Google Nest camera. A full mask covering his face. All you could see were the eyes and the mouth, and the rest of the body covered too. And also a gun that doesn't apparently fit very well into the holster in the front, which I'm going to touch on in a second, but it's one of the reasons experts who I've been speaking to say they don't think this is necessarily a sophisticated kidnapper. I just spoke to a former Pima County SWAT deputy who was there for 3 decades, so really knows his stuff. This is his reaction, Connell, to this new video.
The photos, what stands out is, you know, the way he's holding the gun, and it appears like he's holding it in a support hand. It's just kind of hanging there, and there's really no rhyme or reason to it. The way the holster is on the outside of the pants, it looks like the gun is way too small for the holster. There's just a lot of things that seem off with it.
So you're thinking, because my first thought was it looked professional. Mm-hmm. You're thinking the opposite?
It's just my gut, but yeah. And what I saw in the video, the movement, the fact that they didn't pull the camera down right away, the backpack itself, there's a bunch of little things that, you know, make it look like some dude's just kind of doing something.
And he also told me, Connell, and again, this comes from years of experience working even kidnappings in this area, that this does not appear to be cartel related, because he believes the cartel are just more sophisticated. He said they would have been in and out quickly, they wouldn't have had the gun in the wrong holster like that, they would have pulled the camera immediately, and also there would have been more than one person. They would have had a team of people, and they would have been in and out quickly. Something else new and interesting, Connell, is I've talked to several former FBI agents who were quick to zero in on the gloves. You see the gloves in the video. They believe, and they say they are almost 100% sure that they are these kinds of gloves, nitrile gloves, which are like, they're nitrile, and they're not that hard to get, and they are gloves that I'm told a medical professional would never use, the law enforcement professionals would never use, but they're very, very common with like mechanics. Mechanics buy these a lot to protect their hands when they're doing work in cars and that kind of thing. So just another, clue of what could be going on right here, that these are apparently nitrile gloves, which are easy to find. I mean, we were easily able to find them here in the Tucson area, Connell.
All right, that's really interesting, adding to what you reported earlier. Brian, stay with us. We're bringing a couple of former FBI agents. Phil Andrew joins us today. Phil's also, by the way, running for Congress as a Democrat in Illinois. And we're also joined once again in our coverage by the former Special Agent Lance Lysing. Welcome to you all, and as we like to do, or at least I like to do, is to keep Brian around for these, for obvious reasons, with his new reporting that he just shared with us, Lance. And also, Brian, you think of a question for one of these guys, jump in with that rather than a comment. That's always fine. I would start with Brian. I'll get to the gloves, but at the beginning on this word sophisticated with this guy we're looking at the camera, what would you say, Lance? Sophisticated or no?
Indications are absolutely not sophisticated, and I would say for a variety of reasons. When he's walking up to that threshold, his head is down, almost as if he thinks there are cameras outside. But then as he crosses that threshold, his head comes up, and he almost appears surprised by the Nest camera to his right. Then he makes an irrational, once he's surprised, he makes an irrational decision of grabbing a small bush or weeds from the front yard to try to conceal his face as he moves forward. All that tells me really poor surveillance prior, or limited to no surveillance prior, and moving up to that, not knowing that Nest camera's there and coming up in a different way to completely block your view.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.